Oh, God, no. I was absolutely dreading the day I'd have to talk about this episode. Look, guys, there's bad Horrid Henry episodes, and then there's this. Hello again, by the way. My voice is back and I am no longer ill. If that clip isn't enough of a warning, then this is me spelling it out for you lot. This episode is gross, disgusting, a full-on assault of the senses. If you've got a sensitive stomach, go watch one of our other banging videos. Save yourself while you can. But if you've got the guts for it, then today we're going to be talking about the Horrid Henry episode that everyone hates. And I absolutely despise personally. And by the end of this, you lot are finally going to understand why you should subscribe to this channel because of the bullshit I put myself through to get you this premium content. Absolutely primo. Now, the episode starts out as usual with seemingly no one able to leave Henry the alone. He just wants to watch TV, but Mum has her knickers in a twist because her boss is coming over soon to have a chat with her about a promotion. And of course, because this woman can't go 5 minutes without making everything Henry's problem, she forces him to turn off the TV and acts like he's the scum of the earth for daring to ask why he has to be treated like a pest.
5 more minutes of that and the TV goes off, Henry, and stays off. Yes, Mum.
And I could rant forever about how much I hate the way Mum treats Henry like an actual stain in her life, but this isn't even scratching the surface of just how bad things get for Henry in this episode. The doorbell rings while Mum is busy harassing Henry. She thinks it's her boss finally arriving with good news, but no, it's something so much worse. Henry's older cousin, Prissy Polly, and her little bath bag vomiting Vera.
Vera! I think he's coming round to talk to me about a promotion. It's Polly and Vera.
Apparently, Mum forgot that she invited them over for tea, and now she has to figure out what to do with them before her boss shows up. And I'm sure I don't need to spell it out again, but yes, she once again makes this Henry's problem.
I'd completely forgotten I'd invited them round for coffee. Come on, Henry, TV off.
I don't know why this woman treats her son like his very existence ruins her life. It really grinds my gears watching her scold the poor kid for just being a kid. Ugh. But anyway, Henry is forced to turn the TV off and go introduce himself to his cousin. Before opening the door, Mum is so focused on making sure it's a good day that she doesn't even notice when Henry opens the door until Polly is standing in front of her with her baby in her arms. And not even 10 seconds after opening the door, the grossness begins.
Oh, hello. Everyone.
Jesus Christ, I can't even imagine being covered in vomit like that. Oh God, I'm gonna be sick. And no one even asks poor Henry if he's all right, as he literally picks chunks of sick off of his face. I feel so bad for any of you that are eating while watching this video, but I did warn you. Peter comes down the stairs not long after the chunder shower and picks up something else disgusting about the mother and daughter duo.
Oh, what's that smell? I think she's got a smelly nappy.
But seriously, just what are they feeding that baby for her to be throwing up and belching so often? Get the little kid to a doctor or something before she gets really bad. Maybe being a terrible parent runs in the family at this rate, because the more I watch this show, the worse this whole family seems to be. Things ramp up from here as Mum hears a car pulling into the driveway. Her boss is here and the place is a mess. She starts barking out orders to everyone, leaving the job of cleaning and taking care of the baby to Henry.
Oh no. Henry, you take Vera upstairs to the bathroom and clean both yourselves up. What am I supposed to do with her?
If that isn't an early sign of disaster to come, then I don't know what is. But things will only get worse and worse from here. And just look at how poor Henry is terrified as they're leaving an entire human in his care. The kid may seem surprisingly capable at times, but let's not forget, he is an 8-year-old. He just got thrown up on and had his calm morning cut off. And now he has to take care of a baby with undiagnosed medical issues. I mean, clearly there's undiagnosed medical issues, come on. I'd panic too, and I'm way older than him.
We need teacups, my best biscuits. I can't do this.
But the stage has been set. There's nothing he can do to get out of this very messy situation. So while Mum and the rest of the family are downstairs entertaining a guest and having a good time, Henry is stuck trying to take care of this little kid.
Today is going to be such a good
day.
Despite his obvious discomfort, Henry actually tries his best to clean up the place without complaining too much. All while little Vera keeps spreading fresh vomit stains across the floor, just like she's decorating the house for a horror movie. As he's scrubbing away, he hears a call outside the door and thinks for a split second that his saviour has finally arrived. It's Peter, and he's just here to deliver baby care supplies from Polly, like an airdrop in a battle royale game, except you're spraying bile and instead of bullets. And what's Peter doing while Henry is busy all this time? Of course, Mum would never let her perfect little angel lift a finger for anything remotely tedious. No. Instead of helping Henry with the biohazard cleanup, Peter gets a fantastic job of entertaining Mum's boss with his cello.
I suppose you've come to help me.
Mum asked me to play the cello for Mr. Mossy, but Polly thought you might need this.
Because apparently in this household, Henry handles the puke and Peter handles the music. Balance, I guess. And you know what? Let's pretend that's all fine for a moment. Let's pretend like Mum letting her kid take care of a baby while covered in chunder is peak parenting. Henry isn't even complaining for once, which has to be some kind of miracle because I would be screaming my head off. But then Mum has the audacity to send perfect Peter to threaten Henry to do the work that he was already doing.
Mum says you have to stay up here and keep Vera amused, or else.
Because why actually take the time to compromise with your kid when you can just threaten them into submission as if they're your slaves? As Peter leaves, Henry's reminded of the fact that he has to take care of a baby when he looks down and sees a vomit trail leading to his room. I've got to ask again though, is this kid okay? Look at just how much bodily fluid has come out of here since she first showed up in this episode. You can literally paint a whole room with it. And no, I do not apologise for putting that vision in your head. I've had to imagine it, you just have to put up with it. Anyway, back on track. Things only get worse for Henry as he walks into his room and sees Vera playing with his favourite toy, Mr. Kill. This wouldn't be a vomiting Vera moment without a new paint job for the stuffed toy.
No, not Mr. Kill!
His favourite as well. And you know, despite the show literally being called Horrid Henry, our favourite redhead can be surprisingly mature at times. His favourite toy gets a bath, and he's more worried about getting the baby cleaned up. After a little bit more cleaning and a whole lot of wet wipes, Vera is finally clean and looking decent again. But there's still one more problem that hasn't been taken care of yet.
Still gotta change your nappy though.
That's right, the little stinker has a dirty nappy, and Henry has to take care of it. There's just one tiny little problem. Henry has no f***ing idea how to change a nappy. As Henry's trying to remember where he kept the changing bag, Vera decides that she wants to go on a little adventure, and Henry has to save her before she goes tumbling down. And even after saving the kid, he's still told he can't come down the stairs, and he has to keep Vera entertained.
You can't come down now. He's just about to offer her the promotion.
So now Henry carries her back to his room to change her nappy once and for all. As if the day hasn't already been an absolute disaster, he hears some familiar, annoying voices coming from outside his window.
Go for cool. Yeah. Go with boy.
Oh, that's all I need.
Go cool.
The day has already been completely miserable, but now he has to deal with the last duo he'd ever want to see, Margaret and Susan. Because of course, the universe hasn't tortured him enough. While he's inside trying to take care of a messy baby, the two of them are outside mucking about as if it were a normal Saturday and not the worst day of his life. To give this kid credit where it's due, he does try to ignore them, but they're just too loud. He finally gives in and peeks his head out to tell them to shut the hell up.
Go with boy.
Can't you be quiet down there? I've got things to do up here.
Ha!
Of course, it's not going to be that easy to get the two of them to shut their traps. They mock him for probably having girl things in his room. And looking back at the baby, the pink bag and the stuffed toy, these are pretty much girl things. Unexpectedly though, their mockery gives Henry a brilliant idea.
That's it.
I bet they know how to change a nappy.
With the brilliant plan thought up, Henry tricks Margaret into helping him out by teasing her about not knowing how to do girl things. Despite her claims that she really does know how to do it, Margaret actually doesn't know how to change a nappy, but refuses to admit it.
Bet you don't know how to change a nappy.
I've changed more nappies than you've had hot meals, Henry. Have you really? No.
since she's too stubborn to admit it, it's up to Susan to cover up for Margaret's slip-up. It's funny to think that these two girls have helped Henry way more than his own family has in this entire episode. And the whole time, they think that they're making fun of him. Thanks to her experience from changing a baby sister's nappy all the time, Susan's able to give Margaret the instructions on how to do it. Despite the instructions, quite frankly, being a load of rubbish, Henry successfully manages to change Vera's nappy.
Not bad, if I say so myself.
You know, it's pretty rare to see Henry proud of himself for something that isn't bringing terror and destruction to someone else's life. Now that he's done the monumental task of changing a baby's nappy, he starts to pack away the supplies. But he forgets to take the dirty diaper away from the grippy toddler. And this right here, ladies and gents, is where the real problem begins. We can handle vomit, spit, smelly diapers. But what we're about to see would send any sane man running. Vera, now clean, decides, you know what? Why the f should I be clean? This place a new shade of brown. So she grabs the dirty nappy that Henry just changed and, well, I mean, you can see for yourself. You probably could predict where this was going. Incredible bowel movements and the throwing strength of a baseball player. And poor Margaret getting nailed on the dome by a flying missile is not lost on me either. I actually feel a little bit bad for her. As a kid, I probably laughed at that moment. But right now, all I can think of is who the f thought it would be a good idea to animate this kind of thing and broadcast it on kids' TV. Now the room is covered in shit, his neighbours are probably pissed off, and the things are starting to go downhill. Henry, probably realising that he's going to be blamed for this somehow, picks up the culprit and runs downstairs, most likely in hopes of getting help from someone before Margaret comes to destroy everything he's been trying to keep together. As he's heading downstairs, he sees his mum and cousin just about to lead her boss from the house. From how happy she is, it's clear that she might have gotten that promotion, but the smiles aren't going to be on their faces for much longer, I can tell you.
Oh, Henry! Thank you so much for looking after my darling little Vera.
It says quite a lot that Polly is the first to rain praises on Henry, and not his own mother. If you can't tell, I have a special amount of hate in my heart for this woman. But the next set of events are definitely a satisfying conclusion to the whole thing, as Polly hypes up the red-headed kid for taking care of the baby girl. Mum's boss gives him a bit of a confused stare. I guess he's even wondering why two children were hidden away in the part of the house, completely unsupervised. You and me both, buddy. Their chat is cut off by a very angry sounding Margaret, though. She tosses the dirty diaper right back through the window, nailing Henry right on the head and covering him with I'm going to be honest with you folks, this is the part that actually had me gagging and borderline throwing up. It didn't stop me from admiring the pinpoint accuracy of that diaper toss. I mean, I'm in England, but I think even Tom Brady would be impressed by that. And of course, who is right there, ready and waiting to make fun of Henry and his unfortunate circumstances? That's right, the little that has done nothing to help his brother throughout the entire episode.
What are you laughing at, Mum?
A smelly nappy baby.
The nerve to mock his brother who's done nothing but try his best this whole time and keeps getting thrown under the bus for it. Just watching him laugh at poor Henry makes me want to pull my hair out. But he gets his own bit of karma pretty soon, don't worry. Oh, that was incredibly satisfying to watch. It's about time someone other than Henry gets covered in that kid's toxic waste for once. And speaking on that, just how much are they feeding that kid? Enough to paint an entire wall and enough vomit to fill up a bathtub. Now, I don't have any kids of my own, but this has to be concerning, right? Whatever. At least we're finally done with one of the grossest Horrid Henry episodes I've ever watched. Remember earlier when I said this episode is an assault on the senses? Yeah, I still stand by that. I really don't need to spell it out just why this episode is so hated. I like potty humour as much as the next guy, but this was less humour and really all potty. The abuse from Mum and mistreatment of Henry is on an all-time high for no particular reason. And for once, the usually mischievous and scheming Henry is thrown for a loop, being forced into a situation that is both unfamiliar and scary to him. Almost makes you want to pull the poor kid out of the screen and adopt him yourself. And don't just take my words for it either. Fans consider this episode to easily be the grossest and worst episode to date. It's right up there with Horrid Henry and Bugger Bogey, which is another episode that I'm not excited to talk about. But you know I'd do anything for you lot, so make sure to leave a comment below if you want to prolong my suffering and have me talk about an absolute dumpster fire of an episode. And if you didn't notice it, this episode sheds light on a theory that pretty much all parents in the series are absolute sacks of shit. I mean, we talk a lot about mum and dad and how mental they are for the way they treat Henry. But what about Polly, who must be feeding her baby some sort of radioactive sludge for her to be vomiting and shitting all the time? Then there's Susan, who also is 8 years old, like Henry, claiming that she knows how to change a nappy from lots of experience with her little sister. That implies that pretty much all the parents in this damn show are just leaving their kids to fend for themselves. Needless to say, this episode was pulled from airing not long after its release. Now it's just a thankfully forgotten memory that only basement dwellers like me go searching for when we need a nostalgic kick. Even before it was completely banned, a lot of the scenes were cut and reworked because they were just too disgusting to show uncut. And for good reason too. Good riddance to that rubbish. I think I'm right when I say that. Well, you made it this far into the video, so you must have liked it, right? Either that or there's something deeply wrong with you. If you're just as messed up as me, then we've got plenty more Horrid Henry breakdowns on our channel, as well as other old series that should tickle the little nostalgic itch at the back of your brain. If you're interested in that, then why not subscribe to the channel so you can see more of my unnecessarily deep analysis videos and childhood ruining rants. The next video is already in the pipeline and I really doubt that you're going to want to miss it. All right, enough shameless shilling. I'm going to see if there's any way I can bring a fictional character to the real world so I can finally give Henry's mum a much needed brain surgery. Probably a lobotomy. Anyway, cheerio guys. Catch you in the next one.